Morning, everyone. My name's Adele Cushing. I'm one of the senior digital education consultants at Birkbeck, the University of London. I really appreciated the invitation to present at this conference. In recent weeks, this has been how I've been doing my work, kind of, head down. Sometimes feel a little bit like I'm chasing my tail. Certainly this dog seems very happy to be doing that. And I think sometimes when we're so busy, we can just get into the way that we prefer to do things, and we don't have time to kind of put our heads up out of the fog that is now the Internet of Things around us. Take a look at the clouds that aren't Google or Dropbox or Amazon related, and think differently in terms of what's coming up. I know for myself, ChatGPT kind of just appeared on me, and it was developed last November. We kind of missed the opportunity at the beginning of this academic year to anticipate it. And what I was thinking was perhaps we can allow some time today to think about upcoming kind of global milestones, tech milestones, what that might involve, and think about some of the challenges that we face to teaching innovation. So in a minute, I'm going to open up a Menti questions for you along those lines. So just giving you a minute just to think about upcoming global tech, challenges to teaching innovation, etc. But before we open up that Menti, just thinking back, how many of you recognise some of these milestones from the technology industry in the past 50 years, and how many of you have used these to deliver innovative or just everyday teaching and learning? And certainly in my own career, I've had a few kind of key moments, even thinking about mobile learning sort of 15 years ago and the research for using mobile phones in teaching and learning, and how that eventually became bring your own device, and it's now just part of the furniture and how we design our content, thinking about our students who access things on small screens in their pocket. So I'm sure that some of these things kind of leap out at you as things you've used over the years. And so then let's have a think about what's next, and what other technological innovations we might be using in the next few years. So this is my Menti poll. I'm not sure that I'm necessarily going to be able to see everything that you contribute, but I'd like it if you took this time just to think for yourselves in terms of your just taking a moment in your lives, thinking about the technology that's around you and the technology that you know about from your children, from seeing things on the news, as well as things that you've encountered with your students. So this is really about you. And then after this, I'm just going to talk through some of the things that I've been thinking about. So the good news about this approach is there's no right or wrong answers here. And I'm hoping that you have got access to this. I can see some responses coming in already, which is great. So we've got the AI revolution, social media unity, thinking about changing the educational model, quantum. I'm reading out some of these things, I don't know what they are. And I'm not even going to pretend to try. So, but some of these things will also be things that you then go away and look up yourself. And those people at home, you've perhaps got the added advantage of asking your smart speaker what are the upcoming global technology challenges that are coming up. Facial recognition. Oh, now I've lost my screen. Great. And are you able to move on to the next one? Okay, I've been given 5 minutes heads up. feel like I just got started. So I'm just going to carry on, and hopefully there'll be some things that you can all come back to and think about throughout the day. So the tech challenges that I've identified alongside some of the challenges that we face as an organisation as well, in terms of future proofing. And one of the Menti questions was really about what the upcoming challenges and how can you go about overcoming those. I think within our organisations, sometimes we're able to share, sometimes we have to work individually. But I think it's really important to kind of make the most of what the technology can do, as opposed to what we have uniquely, the unique skills that we have as humans. So with regards to that, that's what I was trying to sort of separate out for the rest of this speech. And thinking also about one of the main challenges in terms of the capabilities that Sarah referenced earlier for staff and students, but in the general workforce as well. And Future.Now are really worth looking at in terms of their essential digital skills framework, the things that we all really need to be able to do as second nature at this point in terms of engaging and embracing digital, so that we're ready for the next thing, so that we don't kind of fall too far behind. I don't think we're ever going to be able to keep up, but at least if we try and move along and embrace in the same way that Sam has been doing with ChatGPT and his students, you know, then we can at least try and keep up. So I'm going to recommend this organisation to you to have a look. It's a good framework to base training and development on. And as I say, these are the skills I've identified just in terms of our skills, the human, the unique to us that we can do. So I was talking to a lecturer earlier, you know, make the technology do what it's best at. If you're spending a lot of time preparing your and designing your courses, you want to use the technology that will save you time later in terms of self-marking, self-checking, etc. And focus on relationships with your students, critical creative thinking. It's so important to develop. So we're thinking about business skills as well as graduate skills, and we can model those as well. And so just taking some time in teamwork to express frustration as well as celebrate success. That's something that I really benefit from, sharing together in terms of, and also with subject specific and national networks. And these are my motivating things that I enjoy in terms of my working life. I feel like the pandemic has perhaps given us a way to kind of indulge our own preferences that are not always thinking about the team and productivity. So I have to relearn how to work on my own, as well as enjoying the fact that I like working together and sharing with others. And some of my colleagues, you know, and students, they need to think about stretching themselves in terms of working with others and not just in isolation. Thank you very much.